What is going on, good people of YouTube? It is me, Chavez, back with another Prize Picks video for you. Today is Thursday, April 6, 2023, and we're talking MLB player props over on Prize Picks. As always, I hope this video finds you all doing well and in good spirits. We're going to kick things off with a quick recap over yesterday's plays, and then we're jumping into player props that are already on the board. I got 3 of them for you. And I also have a new segment to the video. Yesterday I talked about trying to come up with a cool name, a different name for our home run call of the day. I got it. I got a new name. I got a new thumbnail for it. So we'll roll that out in this video. So I got 3 player props plus our quote unquote home run call of the day. So if that sounds good to you, stick around, drop a like, sub, and click the notification icon to be notified of all upcoming content and videos from me and my channel. And without further delay, let us jump into those plays from yesterday. 1 and 3 on the day, took the under on both Kluber and Mitch Keller. 4.5 strikeouts facing each other in that Pittsburgh-Boston game. We had Keller finish the game with 6 strikeouts, I believe. Kluber came through, finished with under 4.5 strikeouts. I want to say this even got bumped up to 5. Took the under all day, every day. Just Kluber's not the same guy we were used to seeing in Cleveland, and when he was the most dominant in his career. And I just felt that this was a good spot for him to fly under that 4.5 K prop. And when it got bumped up to 5, I thought that was even better. But combined Kluber and Keller, I had them going over, actually going over, not under their 0.5 no run first inning. Again, I felt both pitchers would not be striking a lot of batters out. I felt that would result in a lot of offense, being that it was such a high run total yesterday. So fingers crossed that a lot of those runs, or at least a couple of those runs, would have been scored in the first inning, but that didn't come through. And then for our home run call of the day yesterday, we took Anthony Rizzo. Mild success versus Aaron Nola, but just didn't come through. I think he finished the day with 3 fantasy points. No worries. We're going to bounce back today with our 3 player props and our additional home run props. So without further delay, let's jump into today's plays. All right, the first player prop that I want to talk about is going to be a guy that we have actually played before, or at least I've played before this season. It's going to be Ronald Acuna. 1.5 hits, runs, and RBIs. I like the over on this one. Let's head on over to props.cash and dig into this a little bit more. All right, checking everything out over on props.cash. Listen, one thing that I've learned about baseball in general, it's a momentum game. It's a hot streak type of game. Slumps are probably more real in baseball than any other sport. And so when you have a player that is off to a hot start, you look to attack that and ride that wave until that player is no longer on a hot streak. And so looking at what Acuna has done to start this season off, he has gone over this prop. My dog just ran into a wall. He has gone over this prop 5 out of the first 6 games of the season, missing that 1 game versus Washington. The rest of this has been incredible. This start has been torrid for Ronald Acuna Jr. versus Blake Snell. 3 plate appearances. He's batting, .333 versus him. 1 hit in 3 plate appearances, and that 1 hit has been a solo home run. And so that would get it done for us today, because he would get a hit, he would get an RBI, and he would score a run, and that would give him 3 for today. But also, really just looking at this Atlanta offense and Acuna's ability to get on base so far this season, when he's on base and he, likelihood is going to try to steal second if he gets on first, the players behind him can get him in. And so if he gets on base with a single, and then, whether it be Olsen, whether it be Riley, having one of these players, bat him in, it's a strong likelihood. And you got Olsen, Riley, Albies, and D'Arnaud all with 4 or more RBIs. So a lot of the production coming from the top 5 in this lineup. Good chance that if Acuna gets on base, he's going to score a run, and that'll pretty much do it for that prop. So I like the prospects here of Acuna getting us 1.5 hits, runs, or RBI. Give me the over on that one for sure. That's going to be player prop number 1. Second prop on the board, we're going to go and talk a little bit about Raphael Devers. Hitter fantasy score currently at 8.5 over on Prizepicks. I like the over on this one. Let's find out why. All right, so we look at Raphael Devers over on props.cash. Started off the season super hot. 5, 4, 3, and 3 in terms of hits, runs, and RBIs. During those first 4 games, last 2 games, he's been 0 for. Really struggled against the Pittsburgh Pirates. Now gets a brand new series versus the Detroit Tigers. And looking at what he's done specifically versus Spencer Turnbull in 4 plate appearances, he's batting .333 with a slugging percentage of .333, 1 single, and 1 RBI. So not a huge sample size in terms of, plate appearances versus Turnbull. However, we do have a bit more information to work with Devers versus right-handed pitching, which is what Turnbull is. So versus right-handed pitching in 2022, Devers sported a .304 batting average, 452 plate appearances, 68 singles, 31 doubles, 1 triple, and 23 home runs. So I'm looking at this from a couple of different angles. Number one, different team, different series. Looking for Devers to kind of hit the reset button on this one. Looking for a little bit of positive regression here. Looking for him to get back to what he was doing in that series versus Baltimore. And then, again, looking at what Turnbull specifically has done this season, he is off to a pretty rocky start. Just to quickly pull up Turnbull's stats for his first start versus Tampa Bay. Struck out 3, walked 3. He allowed 8 hits, and he allowed 7 earned runs in that game. And so I look at this as just a really good matchup. I look at this as a really good spot for Raphael Devers to A, bounce back. We see some positive regression, and B, take advantage of a pitcher who is coming off a pretty bad start in his first appearance. So go ahead and give me the over on Raphael Devers' 8.5 fantasy score today. And for our third prop, we're going to go to the other side of the, I was going to say the other side of the field. So scratch that terminology. We're going to go to the pitching side, I should say, and focus on a fantasy score for Chris Sale, currently at 29.5. Man, I like the under on this one. All right, so looking at Chris Sale over on props.cash, this dude's been injured a lot over the last few seasons, and he's starting to, regain some of that form that he was known for, at his peak. However, I personally believe that Chris Sale is done. I don't believe he has what it takes anymore. He's not the same pitcher. He still has the ability to make batters miss. So in his first start versus Baltimore, struck out 6 batters, and that's great. However, he also gave up 7 earned runs versus Baltimore, and he got pulled early. So I don't know if he got pulled because of the 7 runs or because he's going to be on a pitch count or an innings limit because he is coming back off serious injuries, and if the Red Sox just really want to take it slowly with him. But nonetheless, 3 innings pitched, 7 earned runs, it's not going to get it done in terms of fantasy points. So over on Prizepicks, I want to pull up the scoring chart very quickly, just so you know. In terms of pitching fantasy points, you're going to get the most points for wins and quality starts. So in order to be eligible for a quality start, you have to have pitched 6 or more innings and allow 3 or less earned runs. So by those standards, Sale did not get it done last game. He only went 3 innings, and even if he went 6, he gave up 7 runs. So anything over 3 automatically disqualifies you. So if we anticipate a bit more, or if we anticipate a short-ish leash for Chris Sale today. Even if he goes 5 innings and strikes out six batters, there's 18. And then you have another 15 points from the outs from the innings. That's 33 fantasy points. But based off what we saw in start number 1, I know it's against a kind of offense in Detroit, but they can get after pitchers too, just like any other team in the MLB. If Chris Sale gives up 3 or more earned runs, I mean, he's at 33 fantasy points just with innings and strikeouts, alone. If we project him to go 6 strikeouts in 5 innings, but if he gives up 2 earned runs, that automatically takes him down to what, 27 fantasy points. If he gives up another run, it goes down to 24, so forth and so forth. So I'm really looking at the downside to this and thinking that he's going to continue to give up runs. He's going to allow batters to get on base. And when that happens, bad things happen. So, all right. So let's talk about new segment on the video. 4 bagger swagger. That's right. This is my version of home run call of the day. So I'm rolling with Mookie Betts today as our first pick on this new segment, 4 bagger swagger. And here's why we're rolling with Mookie Betts. Pulling up his info over on props.cash. Mookie Betts on the season has 1 home run, came against Arizona. Okay, no big deal there. Really, I'm looking at historical history here. I'm looking at his plate appearances versus Merrill Kelly, and Merrill Kelly has just been crushed by Mookie Betts. In 28 plate appearances, Mookie Betts has a .292 batting average with a .708 slugging percentage, 3 singles, 1 double, and 3 home runs, 3 RBIs. Versus right-handed pitching, Mookie Betts historically does a little bit better against left-handed pitching, so struggles a little bit versus right-handed pitching when you compare the numbers in terms of batting average, in terms of ISO. However, home runs are aplenty versus right-handed pitching. So really, that's about as simple as it gets. Straightforward here. Rolling with Mookie Betts. 4 bagger swagger. So let's go ahead and recap our picks for today. We got Acuna going over 1.5 hits, runs, and RBIs. Devers to get back on track, over 8.5 fantasy score. Chris Sale to continue his woeful ways, under 29.5 pitcher fantasy score. And we're going to go ahead and add Mr. Mookie Betts just for the video to show that we're going over. We're not over. We're calling it. Mookie Betts home run today, and if he hits a home run, he obviously goes over his 7.5 fantasy score. So Mookie Betts, 4 bagger swagger, he's our call for the day. And ladies and gentlemen, that is our video for today. Thank you so much for stopping by the channel and checking this out. Drop me a comment below letting me know who you have your eyes on this Prizepicks board. Also, let me know what you think about these 4 player props that we went over in today's video. As always, I appreciate all the continued support, the likes, the subs, and all of the comments. Thank you so much for helping this channel get a bit bigger every single day as we push towards 4,000 subs. Thank you once again, and best of luck to you all today, tonight, and until tomorrow's MLB player prop Prizepicks video. Chavez is